Welcome back, everybody. We are working on getting ready for game two. We the same two teams going at it. At this point, we are waiting for the officials to join us, get the nets on their peg, and get ready for what's hopefully an exciting game two. All right, we've got our officials out on the ice now. Teams will be joining us very, very shortly. And it looks like we are going to be rolling out with Baker in net again. We'll see how the lineups change for this game. "40 seconds remaining in the warm-up period here. Both teams are working on getting the run taken off. All right, teams are done with their warm-up period. All pucks are coming in. All right, teams are coming out onto the ice. It looks like starting lineup is going to be the same as it was earlier today. Things are all reset, so trying to come in with a fresh mindset. Face off down, controlled by the Heartlanders. Heartlanders get it into the zone. Myers kind of checking very nicely. Puck ends up going through the crease to the corner, now up to the point. Oh, couple players come into the boards very hard. Hope everyone ends up okay from that. All right, face off is one back to DJ. DJ threw it up to the point where it got flung back on net. Baker with the save. Face off is controlled by the Heartlanders. Puck is still loose. Now controlled by the Roughriders. Ellis Palmer skating it out. Now up to Flynn Hansen. Flynn bringing it in. Tries a shot that looks like it's partially blocked into the corner. Heartlanders coming up with some speed. There's doing a good job of back checking. Clara wins the Heartlander player off the puck. Got flung around. And now controlled again by the Heartlanders. Van Hansen's going to have a puck race to try to win. Does not quite get it. And we've got an offside. Probably had a too many players penalty that got missed, but that's all right. A hard call to make in these situations. Faceoff is controlled into the Heartlander zone. Jackson Hunt putting on some pressure. Puck bounced out to Jack Kettleson. Misses George Lanyo's stick. George brings it up to Jack. Jack has it taken off of his stick by a Heartlander player. George pops it up to Jack Kettleson. Jack is able to bring it around. Jackson Hunt with the puck coming into the zone. Shot misses the net. Wyatt Monty doesn't win the race to it. Maverick tried to get a stick on it, but it ends up going on net. Madison Baker pops it to the corner. George Daniel steals the puck, pops it up and out of the zone. Wyatt Monty fitting onto full checking pressure, but we are offside. Zero zero, 12 and a half minutes remaining in the first period. Faceoff is controlled by the Heartlanders. Heartlanders skating it in. Puck comes in, saved by Baker. Ends up in his padding, and now on the ice. Trot back to the point. Trot is off of Baker's pads to the corner. Now back up to the point. Try to slot pass. That ends up missing. Roughriders have control of the puck. Try to pass it across to Irish Erickson. Misses her stick though. Heartlander is able to get control of it. Puck's back in the neutral zone after that rush was broken up. Heartlanders put it deep. Gavin Sebring is going to grab the puck. Gets around one Heartlander, tries to get around another, and back down deep into the zone. Jack Johnson going to be first on it. Reverses it to Gavin Sebring with some time and space. Passes it up to Liam Smith. Rough Riders have a 3-on-2 if they hurry. Jackson Jerk tries to get a shot, ends up going beside the net. 2-on-3 situation coming. Shot goes over the net. DJ Elliott first on it. Passes it up to Liam Smith. Misses his stick though. On to a Heartlanders player. Heartlanders are able to get it back out. And offside. Face off control by Heartlanders. DJ gets it. Backhands it kind of over everybody, making a puck race with Ellis Palmer and a Heartlanders player. Heartlanders ends up winning it. Seam pass misses everybody, ends up as an icing. $9:15 remaining in the first period. We have a 0-0 game. Edelson line coming out. Face off is controlled deep into the zone. Around to Breck Johnson. Breck passes it over to Maverick. Hard shot coming in against the goalie's pad. Ends up loose. And Heartlanders are coming out. Maverick blows a tire. Breck Johnson able to help clear up the rush. Wyatt Monty is able to get onto it, and puck gets thrown up the boards. Now down deep into the boards again. Maverick Rasmussen has the puck, is able to control it going around. Skates into a little bit of trouble. Wyatt Monty is able to break out with the puck. Puck is still there. And now Jackson Hunt misses the puck. Puck's coming back out. And we're going to have a penalty coming. Looks like Jackson Hunt's going to be picking up the puck. Riders going on their first penalty kill of this game. Face-off is controlled by the Roughriders. Jackson Gerf able to come out with the puck, but then stolen off of his stick by a Heartlanders player. DJ blows a tire on the hash marks. Aaron Cass comes out of zone. Liam Smith providing a good four-checking pressure. Then he's scooting in with it. Puck goes behind the net and around. Puck goes back in. Back up to the point. Shot comes in, comes beside the net. Comes to the other side now. DJ able to poke it off of the stick. Back out to the point. Now down low. Shot comes in and saved by Baker and over to the corner. Gavin Sebring able to be first one on it. Skates it behind the net. Gonna try to win a race. Doesn't quite do it, but is able to somewhat maintain control off of a Heartlanders player. Jackson Hunt able to pick the puck off. Skating up with it. With some speed. Comes in. Shot off the goalie. Puck still stuck behind the net quite a bit. Heartlanders get it out of the zone. Pass up to a Heartlanders player. DJ's able to grab it. Decides to take it himself for the first time today. Passes it up to Ellis Comer. Knocked off of his stick. And Heartlanders coming in on offside. A little bit of a kerfuffle as DJ felt the shot was a long time after the whistle. Puck dropped and control to the Roughriders. Ellis Palmer skating out with it. Gets it deep into the zone. Heartlanders are going to get there first. Clint Hansen able to help to stop things, but the Heartlanders break it out again. Heartlanders coming up the middle of the ice. Shot goes off of Baker's pads into the corner. Heartlanders dump it deeper. Breck Johnson's going to be first on it. Breck skating it around. Able to keep control of the puck. Passes it over to Ellis Comer. Gets it into the zone. Nifty little move, but knocked off of his stick right away. Flynn's able to put the puck off for a second. But Heartlanders able to regain control. Breck's able to push it over towards Gavin Sebring. Gavin with a nifty move. Passes it up to Jackson Hunt. Dumps it deeper into the zone to allow his teammates to get a line change. Heartlanders get the puck. Gets dumped in and looks like we're going to have an icing. 3 minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the first period here of a scoreless second game between the Iowa City Heartlanders and North Cedar Rapids Roughriders. Face off controlled by your Roughriders up to the point. Shot comes in, but is blocked. Shot again, gets all the way through, off of the goalie. Heartlanders try to get it out of the zone, but Wyatt Monty is able to keep it in temporarily. Heartlanders able to get it out of the zone, though. Maverick Rasmussen bounces it up. And now Wyatt Monty bounces it a little bit further, putting on some good pressure. But Heartlanders are able to break through it. Heartlanders coming back in on a 3-on-3. Pass goes behind the net. Gavin Sebring gets around one. Puck turns into a bit of a grenade, though. Comes off of his stick. Maverick tries to skate it up, but gets stuck in the officials' pads. And then a little bit of random music. Jack Kettleson brings the puck in. Shot and goal! Rough Riders break the scoreless tie in this. As your Rough Riders are up 1-0 on the Heartlanders with about 90 seconds remaining in the first period here. Turf line out. Face off is won by the Heartlanders over to the corner. DJ able to break up a rush. DJ with the puck again, looks across, gets it over to Iris Erickson, tries to pass it over to Liam Smith. Liam tries to bounce it over himself, but we have an offside. About 30 seconds remaining in the first period here. The Rough Riders are leading 1-0 over the Heartlanders. Faceoff is controlled by the Riders, but stolen pretty quickly by the Heartlanders. Pass from DJ up to Jackson Zerf's stick. And that is going to be the end of the first period. The Rough Riders are leading 1-0. One of the better periods for your Rough Riders this season. They are rewarded with a lead coming out. 30 seconds remaining in this intermission. Ten seconds remaining in this intermission, and then we're going to get back to playing some hockey. All right, that's the buzzer. We are going to be getting into the second period now. Looks like the donkey line is going to be starting this period for the Rough Riders. Officials still having a conversation in the box. Opening faceoff is controlled by Heartlanders, but Lynn Hampson is able to steal it. But then Heartlanders are able to steal it right back. Shot goes in off the back of the net. Player Adoptu retrieves it. Gets it up to Flynn. Able to get it out of the net, or out of the zone. And then we got an offside. I just need you to get release. Get comfortable. Grab your loved ones. I'll grab your love right there. Face off is into the Roughriders defensive zone. Shot comes in and bounces over Baker's pad and into the net. It looked like a really nothing kind of play, and it ends up bouncing around and into the net. Tie game right now, 14:50 remaining in the second period. Face off one to the Heartlanders. Puck dumped into the zone. Gavin Sebring is going to be able to grab it behind the, kind of in the corner. Skating around with it. Tries to pass it up, but blocked by a Heartlanders player. Able to knock it off of his stick, though. Heartlander player is trying to dance behind the net, but nothing doing. Shot comes in. Heartland is able to retrieve it on the corner. DJ pinches in on the player. Puck stuck against the boards. Got what looks like about a four-player battle. Jack Kettleson skating up with the puck. Able to get into the zone. Shot misses and ends up behind the net.
Take it each.
And we've got an offside. Heartlanders control the face-off and run back into the zone, and we have an icing. Face-off controlled by the Heartlanders. Liam's able to steal it back up to the point. Jackson's trying to cancel things out. Puck stuck against the boards again. Now behind the boards, Iris chasing it, able to steal it.
It's on Iris.
Puck's at everybody's feet. Puck comes out to the point, but they were not able to keep it in the zone. George brings it into the zone. Tries to dance around a couple players. Isn't able to get all the way through, though. Heartlanders coming back with an odd person rush. Liam with a great back check to be able to cancel out a player. Puck up to the point. Deflected.
Go, go, go.
And Iris Erickson is going to try to get there first. Tries to get it deeper. Puck comes across to the other side. Heartlanders coming in. Shot off of Baker's pads into the corner. Shot goes wide of the net. Iris is able to grab it. Tries to bounce it up to Jackson Jerf, but it misses everybody. George Lanyo gets it behind the net. Pass up to Jackson Jerf. Gets it out of the zone. But Heartlanders go D to D and back into the zone. George Lanyo gets it. Passes it out. And we've got an offside. Ten minutes and 15 seconds remaining in the second period of a tie game, 1-1. Face-off is controlled by the Heartlanders. Glenn Hansen putting on some chase. Puck's now controlled by Maverick Rasmussen. Bounce it hard off the boards. And swing it forwards to go onto the forecheck. Ellis Palmer able to steal the puck. Skates in. Tries to bring it around the net, but nobody home. DJ Elliott able to help break up a rush. Gets the puck, passes it around to Claire Domke, then up to Flint Hansen.
Flynn.
Maverick Rasmussen tries to get the puck out further. Puck's rolling pretty slowly, and we're going to play on. Puck run around the boards to Maverick Rasmussen. Maverick slams it back down low. Ellis Palmer comes in. Puck gets run around to Jack Kettleson. Jack tries to dipsy-do around. Passes it over to DJ, tries a one-timer, doesn't get good wood on it. Heartlanders coming out with some speed. DJ's able to help break it up a little bit. Jack Kettleson finishes off the steal. Back to Ellis Palmer. Ellis coming up with it. Dumps it into the zone. Asking his wing buddy to come and do a forecheck. Heartlanders get the puck again, skating it behind the net. No forechecking pressure. Gets blocked by and goal Heartlanders. Heartlanders player able to put it around DJ and get into the net. Puck drops, controlled again by the Heartlanders. The puck goes in front, blocked out into the wing by Baker.
Good job, Liam.
Liam able to steal a puck, and then he gets contacted and goes into the boards. Gonna get a penalty on the Heartlanders. Roughriders won on the power play. They scored earlier today on a power play. So let's see if they can do it again. Face-off, though, is won by the Heartlanders. And we're going to end up with that power play opportunity going by the wayside as George is going to the box for a threat. So we're going to be 4-on-4 for the next 83 seconds, and then there will be an abbreviated Heartlanders power play. Face off won by the Heartlanders. Shot comes in, ends up going wide of the net. Gavin Sebring is going to be first on it. Gavin Sebring maintains control, escapes it to the side, hits it off the boards, misses Jackson Jerk's stick. Heartlanders throw it back. Gavin Sebring is able to grab it in the Roughriders zone. Passes it over to Clara Domke, able to get it deeper into the zone. Heartlanders bring it up, but Liam Smith hits it back lower into the zone. Liam Smith able to keep the puck in the zone, at least for a moment. And then Gavin Sebring tries to get it further, but ends up finding a Heartlander stick. Liam with a shot, ends up on net, sticked away neatly by the Heartlanders goaltender. Liam tries another shot. This one is blocked in front. Heartlanders able to break it out, but DJ stops that, and Liam Smith bangs it back in. All right, Heartlanders penalty is over.
David. David.
And they cancel each other out. DJ gets it, pumps it up the boards a little bit more, but only to a Heartlanders player.
David.
And DJ is going to be going into the box for a roughing. Heartlanders going back to the power play. And looks like DJ is getting a double minor. Or he's getting a minor and a misconduct. Face-off is controlled by the Heartlanders. Going from point to point. Shot comes in, misses the net. Gavin Sebring's able to get it along the side. Bounces it back up to the point. Shot and score. Face off controlled by the Heartlanders. Now the Rasmus unable to grab the puck. Grabbed by Liam Smith, passes it over to
Go, go, go.
Jack Kettleson. Scramble around the net. And looks like goalie was able to keep it out. Face off controlled by the Heartlanders. Kettleson with the puck. Brings it up to Gavin Sebring. Hits it side of the net. DJ back out. Skating in with the puck. Heartlanders bring it into the zone. Shot comes in off of Gavin Sebring's skate. Up the ball to Maverick Rasmussen, and then going to turn into an icing. All penalties complete now. Faceoff is controlled by the Heartlanders. Trying to pass it out to the point. Off of Clara's stick into behind the net. The Heartlanders had to get out of the zone. Flynn Hansen in a good place. Has it bounce off of his stick though. And Heartlanders are able to get back into the zone. Baker loves it, and we have another stoppage. Couple of shots get blocked. Player Donkey trying to get the puck out. Ellis Palmer is able to get it out, but Heartlanders get control over it. Puck to Flynn Hansen. Flynn gets a shot, goes over the net. Ellis tries to put it back in front, ends it off the side of the net. Puck comes back to George Lanio, fires a shot, blocked in front. 1 minute remaining. Flynn pops it over to Ellis. Ellis knocks it over to Breck. Breck has it rolled off of his stick. Passes across to George Lanio. 40 seconds remaining. Tries to pass it up off of the skates. Heartlanders dump it in. Breck Johnson has it. Tries to bring it up off the boards. Jason Turf applying a forecheck. Off of Iris Ericsson's skate. 10 seconds remaining. Liam tries to backhand it in a little bit deeper, but no dice there. Heartlanders with the final chance at a rush. No opportunity there, and we're in our second intermission. Roughriders have a tough second period and end up trailing 3-1 at the end of two. All right, that's your second intermission. Kettleson line out for this face-off. Face-off is controlled by Iowa City. Iowa City brings it in, but Gavin Sebring is able to steal the puck. Then almost has it stolen from him, but he's able to regain control behind the net. Opted up off the boards to Wyatt Monty. Wyatt Monty's got at least a little bit of control of it. And then bounced further into the zone. Gavin Sebring will be first on it. Then passes it up to Maverick. Maverick has a little trouble holding it and ends up with two Heartlanders players on him. Gavin Sebring gets it. They try to get it up to the point. Blocked by Jack Kettleson.
Job, Dad.
Jack Kettleson's going to be first on this. Tries to bounce it up, but no dice there. And we're going to have a penalty on Jack Kettleson. Body check on Jack Kettleson. Iowa City going back on the power play. Dompey, Hansen, Elliott, and Johnson out there trying to kill this off. Face-off is one back to the point. Breck Johnson is able to get the rebound, rings it around the boards to Flynn Hansen, gets past him and into the Heartlander zone. Flynn and Claire providing something of a forecheck. Heartlander's able to get through. Puck's now behind the net. Puck comes back up to the point. Comes over to the other point. Deflection goes wide of the net. Block shot.
Thank you.
And DJ gets hauled down. Breck Johnson with it behind the net. Rings it off the boards. And we're going to have a stoppage here. Four-on-four play for the next 34 seconds. Face-off is controlled by your Riders.
Go, go, go.
Shot and a save by the Landers goaltender. Face-off coming to the glove side. Face-off is controlled by the Heartlanders, skating it behind the net. Passing it up. Maverick Rasmussen able to clean it up, drops it behind the net. Heartlanders able to recover. Over to Gavin Sebring now. Tries to pass it over to Maverick Rasmussen. Maverick drops it a little bit deeper. Roughriders back to full strength. Heartlanders player able to keep control of it into Baker.
Good job, Jack.
And play stopped. And face-off is controlled by the Heartlanders. Tip shot goes over the goalie and into the net. Face-off is controlled by the Heartlanders. They dump it into the zone. George Daniel's going to be first on the puck. Passes it up to Liam Smith. A little bit too hot for him to handle. Ends up at the point and then bounced back into the zone. George Lanio has it again behind the net. Passes it up to Jackson Jerk, but it gets taken off of his stick. And then he's able to get it back. Jackson Jerk able to start skating it in. Then bounce up. George's able to keep it in off the side of the net. Jackson Jerk gets it behind the net, knocked off of his stick to a Heartlanders player. Virgilio with the steal. DJ's able to get control of it and start skating it around the net. Knocked off of his stick though. George Lanio is able to get it again. Rings it back around. Shot blocked into the corner. DJ able to get the puck. Brings it up to Jackson Hunt. Jackson Hunt doesn't get it chipped through. Pass goes across to the other side. Shot to Baker and saved. Back to even strength here. It is Iowa City Heartlanders 4, Roughriders 1. Got a little bit of a yard sale going on in the Roughriders end of the ice. Face off on the left side of the Roughriders goaltender. Jax Peddleson able to win the face off, but knocked off of Wyatt's stick. And there is another goal. Seven and a half minutes remaining in the third period. Face off one to the Heartlanders. Heartlanders bring it in wide. Tries to bring it in on a wraparound and ends up in the net. Face off one to the Heartlanders. George Lanio able to get a loose puck, dumps it down deeper into the zone. Player Donkey on the forecheck. Puck comes out. George Lanio able to chip it a little bit deeper, but not very far. Heartlanders dump it into the zone. Maverick's going to be first on it. Loses the puck though.
Don't.
Puck gets dumped out and out of the zone. George is going to be first on it.
Glenn, come.
Puck goes behind the net.
Good job, Dad.
A little bit of indecisive play behind the net causes a good scoring chance for the Heartlanders. Puck gets up and then stolen by Jackson Jerv. To George Lanio, up and out of the zone. Heartlanders waiting for everyone to get onside. 5.5 minutes remaining. George tries to pass it up, but finds a bunch of pads instead. And we're going to have nothing called here. Heartlander is able to come up with some speed. Shot comes in, saved by Baker, and covered. 5 minutes and 20 seconds remaining in the third period. Face-off is controlled by the Heartlanders. Up at the point, puck down back into the corner. DJ tries to get it out, but off of his stick to a Heartlanders player, back behind the net. Puck up to Liam, but doesn't get out of the zone. Shot comes in, saved by Baker.
Stop it.
Face off one to the Heartlanders. Jackson Hunt gets it out of the zone to Jack Pettleson. Jack doesn't keep control. Heartlanders have control of it coming back out. Puck stolen by Breck Johnson. Skates it up to Jack Pettleson. Jack Pettleson skating to some open area. Tries to pass it out in front, but misses everybody. Jackson Hunt buries it down deeper, back to Jack. Puck gets through DJ, but the Roughriders able to recontrol it.
Let's go, Wyatt.
Heartlanders have it behind the net. Able to break it out with some speed. And offside. Face-off is likely to be controlled by the Heartlanders. They dump it into the zone. Oh, I thought they dumped it into the zone. but it looks like it got stuck up against the wall. Heartlanders with the puck getting it into the zone. Now we're trying to get it up to Flynn Hansen. Ends up on a Heartlanders stick. Bounced into the corner by Jackson Baker. Gavin Sebring is able to try to get it up to Flynn Hansen, but it was stolen by a Heartlanders player. Puck comes across. Ellis Palmer with the puck. Ellis with some speed, able to get through.
Go, Claire. Go,
Claire
Claire.
trying to get control of it in the slot, but wasn't able to. Gavin Searing with it back in the defensive zone. Passes it over to Maverick Rasmussen, but pass misses everybody. Puck goes across to a Heartlanders player, but they're not able to get it. Flynn Hansen with the puck. Passes it up to Ellis Palmer. Ellis with some speed, trying to take it wide. Backhand shot pass behind the net. Finds nobody. George Lanyo able to steal the puck. Tries to start skating it in. Mishandles it. Pass goes back across to Liam Smith. Able to get it not into the zone cleanly as we have an offside. Pass up to Liam Smith. Knocked off of his stick. Tries to get it deeper. This time successful. Heartlanders have it behind the net. Iris Erickson able to knock the puck free. Puck is loose and just gets out of the zone. George pounds it in. Heartlanders pass it into the middle off of a stick. Up to Jackson Jerk. Jackson Jerk dumps it. And now everyone needs to get on their horse to chase. Puck gets run around. Brett Johnson is able to keep it in. Pops it back down lower. Funny bounce off of the boards. Turns into a breakaway for the Heartlanders. And goal. One minute remaining in this game. Face-off is controlled by Cedar Rapids. Jack Kettleson has the puck, skating it in. Knocked off of his stick. Still on his feet. Bounces it up. DJ tries to get a hard shot, but only finds a couple of skates. Baker with a save.
Good job, Baker.
And we've got another stoppage in play. 10 seconds remaining in the game. Looks like that is going to be it. And that's the game. Thank you, everybody, for joining us. It's been an interesting 2025. Hopefully, you all will join us again in 2026. Thanks for joining us today.